I'm about to blow your mind with this video. This video is going to be the most important video you watch in all of 2023. Now, there's going to be a theory that starts coming out in 2023, and it's going to gain in popularity, and it's going to get the masses interested. Bitcoin 100K in 2023, or Bitcoin to a new all-time high in 2023. Is it possible? We're going to explore this topic, and you may hate what I'm about to share with you, but you're going to appreciate it because it will be all based on the facts and the charts. If you're new here, welcome in. My name is Steve, and on this channel, we do it different. We stand out from the crowd. When they go left, we go right, and we base it all on the facts and the charts. So hit that subscribe button. You're gonna love it here. Today, we start our journey with this article, which are there going to be more and more and more like this. Bitcoin 100K this year, experts are starting to say. Well, let's base it on the facts and the charts and see, is it possible? And if so, when could we reach 100K and what time frame? What I'm going to share with you is just going to be jaw-dropping, and I can't wait. So we're going to start our journey in 2015, shall we? So let's get in our time machine, head back to 2015, when the good old days of Bitcoin, when it was $255, right? Now, we had this cross, right? The pi cycle bottom cross, where this red line crosses above the green, right around this time period, right? We're gauging that as a starting point because that's what Bitcoin has just done. It just had its pi cycle bottom cross, which means that the bull run is officially in phase one of the bull run. So we ask ourselves, phase one of the bull run, is it possible for Bitcoin to reach 100K this year? What we need to do is compare apples to apples. So we just had this cross. We need to look at our past crosses and how long it took for Bitcoin to reach a new all-time high, right? So we had the cross here. Let's say, this month is April. So there's 9 more months in the calendar year for us to potentially reach 100K or for us to make an all-time high. We want to understand, what did Bitcoin do 9 months after this cross? And we want to understand, what did Bitcoin do 9 months after this cross? And what's more realistic for us, right? So if we go back to 2015, after we had said cross, let's go, approximately 270 days into the future. We're talking about this price right here, which wasn't, unfortunately, anywhere near an all-time high. And 2015 was quite a parabolic year, right? We rose astronomically into the stratosphere with Bitcoin price, and 270 days out didn't quite reach an all-time high. In fact, it was about 35% below its all-time high. Not too bad. Let's look at 2019. At 2019, we had this market cycle bottom, which again marked Bitcoin's phase one of the bull run, which Bitcoin saw its largest rally of this bear market, and that bear market rally literally propelled Bitcoin into a bull run, into phase one of the bull run. Similarly to 2015, right? We had this long extended bear market. We built a beautiful base. This right here was the largest rally out of the bear market, and that rally was strong enough to literally pull Bitcoin out of a bear and into phase one of the bull run, right? So 2019, we're in that same scenario, right? We had this long extended bear market. We had this cross up. We want to understand, like, 270-ish days from here, like, what was Bitcoin doing? Where were we at? 270-ish days. I mean, our highest price was here, which was not an all-time high. Our previous not all-time high was about 35% below, and we're looking here at potentially also about 30%, which is interesting. So Bitcoin, in both instances, in the 2015 instance and the 2019 instance, in that span of the first, 9-ish months, it didn't reach an all-time high. In fact, the highest price it reached was about 35% below the all-time high. Now let's look at, like, how long did it take to actually reach an all-time high in 2015 after we had said cross. After we had said cross, it literally took about 567 days, definitely a lot longer than a year, to reach an all-time high. Well, you can say, okay, that was 2015. How about 2019? After we had this cross, how long did it take Bitcoin to really get above its all-time high? 588 days. So if you talk about just in terms of time and percentages, the move of 2015 and 2019 were basically identical. I mean, you talk about almost 600 days after our cross, that's when we reached an all-time all-time high in 2019. About 600 days after 2015, after having this cross, that's when we reached our all-time high. What did we do in that first year after phase one of the bull run? We went on a nice run up to here, which is about 35% below our all-time high. Do I have your attention now? Because these are fascinating things in the charts. I freaking love charts. I love finding these things so I can share with you to keep you level-headed, because there are going to be more and more articles like this coming out as we continue into the bull run. It's early in the bull run, so there's not going to be a ton of those articles, but as we continue in 2023, it's going to be more and more and more, and you're going to come back to this video and you're going to share this video to every single forum and say, look at the evidence, look at the facts. It's about 600 days after we have this cross until we reach an all-time high. I'm going to tell you when that is, and I'm also going to tell you what would it mean if Bitcoin rallied this year about 35% below its all-time high. Where would that bring us in price? Because those are the two big questions left, right? Well, how high can we go this year? And project forward 600-ish days, where does that put us in terms of Bitcoin's new all-time high? So let's tackle those two, because what I've just showed you in 2015 and 2019 is remarkable. These are two very different market structures, but they ended up at the same endpoint. They just took different routes to get there, right? For example, 2019, this run coming out of the bear market was just too parabolic. It wasn't withstanding. So we had this market cycle top. We had this parabolic rise here that was not sustainable. We had our ABC correction, and then the market flushed itself out. 600-ish days later, new all-time high. So it's pretty remarkable, right? 2015, 2019, same type of scenario, different route to get there. Now, here we are in 2023, right? Now, with this market cycle, we had our first top here. We had our double top here. This was incredibly strong bearish divergence, which plummeted us in price. If you're new to our channel, we called mega crash at 48K, and so far, we've correctly predicted the bottom, which is just absurd for the time period that we predicted it. And here we are today. It's still up for debate. We believe we're in phase one of the bull run. That's why you just hit that subscribe button so you can get these facts way before, because we're talking about 9 or 10 months ago when we called that the bottom was in, and so far that's been 100% accurate 9 or 10 months ago. Here we are today. We've got this cross. Let's project forward for our two categories that we need to discuss. How long until Bitcoin's new all-time high, right? We just projected forward about 600-ish days from here until, what was it, or 566 from here until we reached a new all-time high. Yeah, it's about 570 here, and from this point forward to reach a new all-time high for Bitcoin was about, yeah, just below 588 days. We'll call it 600-ish, a little bit below 600. So if Bitcoin remained on schedule for the cycles that it's been having for multiple cycles in a row for many, many years, if we project forward, Bitcoin won't reach a new all-time high until sometime around September or October 2024, right? We're talking about September or October next year for Bitcoin to have its all-time high. Now, that's going to go against what everyone says, because everyone's going to say it's going to happen this year and this month and next month or whatever. You know, there's whatever this guy's name is calling for $1 million Bitcoin. It's good publicity. I don't want to make claims that are just going to get publicity. I could barely even say the word, let alone get it. So I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in are the facts and the charts. And the facts are saying, hey, September 2024, that may be the time period that we can look at, September, October, where Bitcoin is really making some momentum and getting to its all-time high. Now, how about this year? How about this year? Because we talked about 2015 had this parabolic rise up to here, which happened to be about 35% below its previous all-time high. And in 2019, that was the same run that we had here. Again, about 35% below its previous all-time high. So if Bitcoin does something similar in this calendar year, in the next 9-ish months, this would be the highest price Bitcoin could go based on these metrics and these facts that we're looking at. And by the way, before we do that, I want to cover this chart, which will give you another angle. We talked about this chart, you know, projecting out into that kind of September, October area. When we look at this chart, we have the Traders Dynamic Index down here at the bottom. Draw your attention there. We've got a green line and we've got a red line. What I want you to notice is when this red line holds support on the green line, line right here, it spelled the start of phase 1 of the bull, right? And we fast forward here, mark the start of phase 1 of the bull. We had phase 1 of the bull start back here in January. We covered it right here on our channel. A lot of people are just now saying we entered the bull run, yesterday or whatever, last week. We were well ahead of the curve. January, we said, hey, this is a major bullish sign. We covered it right here on our channel. Now, if Bitcoin holds this green line, how many days until our new all-time high from this point forward? We're looking at 608 days here. And how about on this chart? Again, we're just looking at the data through a different lens. It's about 608 in 2015 and 610 in 2019. That's incredible. So if we just project forward about 600 days from this point, which, we'll talk about 609, it's September 1st. So this chart and the previous one are projecting similar dates. Now let's get to the highest price, right? In 2023, a realistic high price is not 100K. They're lying to you, and they're going to start lying more and more and more, because the news is not to inform you. The news is to get you to click on their stuff so they can make money. They don't care about informing you. They care about what absurd title can we put to get you to click so we can spew some ridiculous stuff out of our mouth and have you read it. They only care about the click. They only care about the ads. We don't care about the clicks or the ads. We care about the facts, and we respect the hell out of the charts. So here's what they're saying is realistic for 2023. Now, we talked about this 35%. So let's measure it. This is our previous all-time high. We got to go down from there, 30 to 35%. And it brings us into an area. You're talking about, 45,000 as a potential, maybe as high as 48,000. So you're talking about, and structurally, it makes a ton of sense, right? 48, we know that that's where the mega crash started. We also know it's a major level. We know structurally it's a major level. Just like this, 14K was a major level based on its prior structure. Just like this level of about 777 was a major level based on its prior market structure. It makes sense that 48K would be the max that we would see in 2023, which leads me to say Bitcoin is not going to get above 50K until 2024. It's going to be a very unpopular thing to say. I want you to share this in every single community because it's fully based on the facts. I want you to subscribe to the channel so you can get more facts, more information, and you can be way ahead of the curve. And you'll go into your group of friends being a Bitcoin expert with these facts right here. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you agree in the comments. Like if you agree. Share this with other humans. Hell, share it with your neighbors. Share it with anybody. Share it with your cats. Let's go. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Click this video right now.